Hello guys! In this video, I will show you how to crochet these cute tomatoes on the stem. For the materials, you will need a yarn, hook, suitable for this yarn, then a marker, needle, and some fill-in material. So let's start with the tomato. Let's begin with the magic ring. So fold your yarn like this. Then insert the hook from the behind and pull the yarn through this loop. Here's your magic ring. To secure it, let's make chain 1. And now we will need to crochet 6 single crochet into this ring. First single crochet, then second, third, fourth, fifth, and the last one. So we have 6 single crochet. Let's put the marker under the last stitch. And now we can close this ring by pulling the end of the yarn. In the next round, we will crochet 2 single crochet stitches under each stitch. So let's begin. First single crochet, and we'll add second one under the same stitch. Moving to the next one, and again we will crochet 2 single crochet stitches under the same stitch. So let's continue. In the end, you will have 12 single crochet stitches. So we have 1 stitch left. Let's take off the marker and add 2 single crochet stitches under this last stitch. Let's put the marker on again under the last stitch. So let's count. You should have 12 stitches around this circle. For the next 2 rounds, we will be adding just single crochet stitches. Just 1 single crochet under each stitch. That's the easiest round. Just crocheting over this circle with a single crochet. And we have last stitch left. Let's take off the marker and finish this round with a single crochet. I'm putting this marker on again. For the next round, just repeat the single crochet with 1 single crochet stitch under every stitch, and we will meet at the end. So we just finished our 2 rounds of just single crochet. In the next round, we're going to decrease the stitches. In order to decrease the stitch, insert the hook under the next stitch, then under the next stitch again. You have 3 loops on the hook, and pull the yarn through all these 3 loops. And again, find the next stitch, insert the hook under, pull the yarn, then again insert the hook under the next stitch, and pull the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook. Next, again, pull the yarn through the next stitch, and through the next stitch, and pull the yarn through all these 3 loops. Again, pull the yarn through the next stitch, and next stitch, and pull the yarn through. Let's repeat again. So we have 2 stitches left. We can take off the marker and decrease. So we finished the decreasing round, and if you count, you shall have 6 stitches. 6. That's correct. Now let's cut off the yarn and pull the yarn through the last loop. Now grab some filling material. You don't need much for this tomato. I'm usually using the other side of the hook to fill it in. Let's grab a needle. And usually I'm finishing the tomato going under every stitch like this. Now we can pull the yarn to close this middle part. You can weave in the end of this yarn any way you like. I just go randomly under the stitches and we can cut off the yarn. So our tomato is ready and we can move on with the leaf. Let's grab green yarn for the leaf and we will start with the chain 4. Let's make a knot first. And I will crochet 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then starting from the second loop from the end, I will crochet slip stitch. First slip stitch, then second slip stitch, and under the last loop, third slip stitch. Now let's add chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat the same. Go with a slip stitch starting from the second loop from the end. Pull the yarn through and through the loop on the hook. Then again, pull the yarn through and through the loop on the hook. And third slip stitch. Every time we're gonna have chain 4 and 3 slip stitches. So let's add chain 4 and 3 slip stitches. First slip stitch, then second slip stitch, and third slip stitch. Let's add one more, 1, 2, 3, 4 chains and 3 slip stitches. First slip stitch, second slip stitch, and the last one. Now we can finish our leaf. Let's find the loops in each leaf. Insert the hook under these loops. This is the last one. So you have 4 loops on the hook, and let's pull the yarn through all these 4 loops. Now we can cut off the yarn, leave some tail to weave in the ends and to connect it with the tomato. To secure the ends, I'll add just a knot. Now grab your needle because we will be sewing together our leaf and tomato. You can sew these pieces any way you prefer. I'm just pulling the yarn randomly through the leaf and through the top of my tomato. Just make sure that you secure it enough. So here's our tomato. I'm leaving you to crochet 7 more tomatoes like that. I have 8 tomatoes. Now let's crochet a stem to connect all these tomatoes together. Let's start with the chain row. The chain row will be the length of our main stem. Let's begin with a knot. And you can crochet any number of chains enough for your stem. Okay, so I think this length will be enough for the stem. And we will crochet around this chain row with a slip stitch under every loop. Let's begin with the second loop from the end and crochet a slip stitch. Pull the yarn through and through the loop on the hook. Let's add a few slip stitches so we can start crocheting another stem, not from the very beginning. So I think it's enough. Now let's crochet the stem to connect our tomatoes. Let's add chain 6. Here's our stem for the tomato. Now we will connect it with the tomato. You can connect your stem with the top of tomato by pulling the yarn under basically random stitch on the top, like this. and then make a slip stitch. So you just connected the top of your tomato with the stem. Now let's get back to the main stem with a slip stitch. We're just getting back to our main stem the same way as we started crocheting it with a slip stitch. So this is the last stitch. Now let's get back to the main stem. Find the next loop of the main stem and continue crocheting slip stitches. Here's the next loop. Pull the yarn through and through the loop on the hook. I will add a few more slip stitches before starting building another stem, just to give it a bit more space between tomatoes. There is no specific number of stitches you have to make. Just make it enough space so your tomatoes will be on some distance from each other. So I will add a few more slip stitches, and I think I can start building another stem to connect with new tomato. Let's add 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then grab your tomato and pull the yarn through a random stitch on the top of it. Like this, and pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. And again we connected our tomato. Now let's get back to the main stem with slip stitches. Let's find the next loop and add a slip stitch. Now I will leave you to add 2 more stems to connect them with tomatoes, and we will meet at the end of the main stem. As you can see, I have 1 stitch left. So let's finish it with a slip stitch. Then let's add chain 1. And then we can turn the pattern to crochet on the other side of our stem. We will crochet the same way with a slip stitch under every loop. Like this. Then find the next loop and crochet slip stitch. This way we'll be crocheting the whole stem. Let's take a look. So you can see how one side looks. We have main stem and we have smaller stems with tomatoes. So the first stem will be here. Let's add chain 6. Then grab your tomato and then pull the yarn through any random stitch on the top of your tomato. Like this, and pull the yarn through the loop. So we connected another tomato. Let's get back to the main stem with crocheting slip stitches over this smaller stem. The last one, and then find the next loop on the main stem and make a slip stitch. So I'm leaving you again. Let's finish crocheting our stems the same way and we will meet at the end. Now, as you finished crocheting both sides of the stem, you can enjoy your final project. And as always, I'd like to encourage you to leave your comment, like, and subscribe to this channel so we can meet in the next video.